Special thanks to Luke Mooney and Amalia Lotharius for supporting this podcast. If you want to support us too, click on the link in the description or go to patreon.com/outontop. It's 10 p.m., which means it's time for Out on Top. It's 10 p.m., which means it's time for Out on Top. It's 10 p.m., which means it's time for
Out on Top. Don't mute me.
It's 10 p.m., which means it's time for Out on Top. I am
Zane, and welcome to the podcast. Okay, are you gonna go? Come
Hello
on,
and
got a show to run.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Out on Top. I am Jacob, and today I am joined by, well, y'all can introduce yourselves.
Emma.
Allie.
Your host, Zane.
Oh man,
Things are heating up.
All right. Before we get into this episode, which begs the question, what is the best board game? Before we get into that, I just want to lay out some context. Zane and I were beefing hella before this episode, and I think I might explode.
It was Jacob's fault.
We're not going to get into this today. I'm just going to point out
I was in the
fact
right
that
and Jacob was in the wrong.
We're going to keep things civil. And we're going to get into the rules of today's episode, which means we are covering strictly board games, meaning games with a board or some other interface, but we are not including mats or cards, so you won't see Twister or Uno on this list, nor will you see Jenga, because it technically has no board.
Jenga should be on there.
We would classify them as party games.
What about the best game? Solitaire.
Yeah. Solitaire and Jenga got snubbed. It was Jacob's fault.
But
that's a card game.
Yeah, it's a card game.
It is a card game.
That's a card game.
Yeah, I'm gonna call.
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
be a
comment.
little
We'll do one on
civil
card
today.
games later, some other time. After.
I
Okay.
didn't like Solitaire.
Okay. So,
What about Uno?
without further ado, without wasting any more time, Zane, we'll get into the first couple of seeds, which means you know what time it is.
Round 1.
All right, everybody. First of all, we got Catan versus Sorry. I hate everyone who made this bracket right now. This is easy for me, though. It's as easy, right?
Yeah.
Please tell me this is easy.
I bet it's
Jacob?
easy for you.
Jacob, what's Catan?
Oh, right. I forgot that, I'm doing a board game episode with people who don't play board games.
I know what Catan is.
I play board games. I play Monopoly.
That's insulting. That's a fallacy. He's insulting his opponents.
It's
some type of
I
fallacy.
played
Allie, you know
Catan
this.
once.
What fallacy is
It's
it?
poison in the well.
Ad hominem.
Poison? Yeah.
No, wait, no.
That
Well, it's
one.
ad
Yeah,
hominem.
attacking
Ad
the person.
hominem. Ad hominem.
You guys
not-
ever watch Love is a Fallacy?
How dare you ad
have
hominem all
not.
over this podcast? It's sorry. It's sorry. Sorry wins. Sorry, not sorry.
Jacob, what's Catan?
Sorry,
Yes,
Wins.
let's first explain.
Jacob.
Yes, what if there's people in this audience
Who
that may not
haven't
know
played
what Catan is? Maybe you haven't played in a while.
Jacob,
I know
what-
I played once before.
Settlers of Catan.
Yes. Zane,
Yeah.
What
let's
is
be
it?
polite.
Sorry. Jacob's voice really puts me to
Jacob.
sleep.
There's a ceiling, and I'm 2 inches from the fucking ceiling, dog.
That. Jacob, use your words. What's Settlers of Catan?
Yeah, explain, please. We've been waiting.
Catan, formerly known as Settlers of Catan, is a board game involved. I'm going to look at Allie, actually. Allie, you bring me joy.
Oh my god.
Just keep smiling. That's better. Oh, that's really calming, actually. Settlers of Catan, now known as Catan, is a game, Emma, is a game where you basically act as a settler of land, and you lay out a board filled with resources of wheat,
Is it like Civ?
sheep.
Is it like Civilization? The video game?
Maybe. Do you?
Settlers of Catan.
But you
All
don't,
right, cool. That's all I needed.
you don't know what it is.
Okay, Kenneth says that it
hold
is
on.
like Civ.
Oh my god,
Kenneth
that's
says
the
that it's like Civ.
best video game.
Basically, all you do is you buy and trade resources, and shit gets competitive as you try to build settlements, build towns, build roads, and try to end up with the most capital at the end of the game. It's really, really fun. Zane, you yourself said earlier today that you were a man of numbers, and you're a man of you like to see numbers go up. That's Settlers of Catan. You are just capitalizing off resources. You just get a shit ton of brick. You become the brick distributor. You become the brick dealer. You deal brick to anyone who needs it. You have the power to say no to people. You have the power to take whatever the fuck you want from people.
Zane, do you like Sorry, or is it just that it's...
Here's the thing. You say I'm a man of numbers, but I'm also a man of revenge, Jacob. Jacob. Emphasis on the word Jacob. Revenge on Jacob. Sorry has my vote.
So let's hear something for Sorry.
You want to hear something for Sorry? Mm-hmm. Is an all-time classic. There's been tons of spin-offs, like Star Wars themed, other themes.
Hey, I just want to point out the fact
Has there ever been Star Wars of Catan? Don't think so.
But like the gameplay, it's boring.
If you want to argue gameplay, there's a lot of these games that are not going to hold. But if you want to argue what was the most fun as a child, I guarantee you every child would say Sorry, because Catan is made for adults. There's just different demographics here. And me personally, never played Catan.
Well, obviously,
but I did
if you
play
asked
Sorry.
a kid what he'd rather play, if he would rather play Risk or fucking Shoots and Ladders, he's going to say Shoots and Ladders, man.
Allie, you look like you got something to say.
Thank you. I was trying to figure out when to come in, because it's really tense. I can feel it.
Cut it with a knife.
I know.
Yeah.
You can cut it with the knife. Exactly, Emma.
I'm going to cut Zane with a knife.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
He can't
I
say
will
that. He's not
That
allowed
was
to
a
say
joke.
that.
That was a
No.
joke.
He's not joking.
I'm not going to cut Zane with a knife.
I have the scars to prove.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Allie, what do you have to say?
Thank you, Emma.
Sorry.
I love being with Emma on the pod.
The
I love you,
sisterhood
Allie.
on the
I love
pod.
you, Emma. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I think Sorry, as Zane was saying, like I remember I went to after school care like in elementary school, so my parents couldn't pick me up at 2 p.m. so I stayed till like 4. And so, they had tons of board games. Sorry was never the one I would always go to first. Never. It's
Sorry?
not a child. I mean, it's there. Sure. If you want to play it, you can. So I got to go with, I've only played Catan like maybe once or twice, and it's been a while, but I remember it being interesting
What do you remember?
to play.
What do you remember about Catan?
I remember it being like a lot of world, I guess, because
Yeah.
you have this interaction with other people, and
You
it can be
You
fun.
played it once. How many times have you played Sorry?
Wait, Allie, what's your vote?
I think I'm gonna go with Catan.
Yeah, Catan is just like a better engineered game. It's a fantastic.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
I
if you
love-
want to talk about games engineering, like that's just like invalidates a whole lot of these
No,
because
I'm
a
not-
lot of
no,
these
I
games
think-
are meant to be simple. If you're going to argue a game is better because it's more complex,
I'm not saying
then
it's
you're
more
off
complex,
base, my friend.
I'm not saying. Well, my friend, I'm not saying that it's more complex necessarily, even though it is. That's not the reason that it's better. In fact, some of the best games are the simplest ones, and there is a lot of value to be had.
Very
But
true.
Catan manages to have a lot of depth without being.
Zane. Sorry.
You're good.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, he didn't have anything important to
it's-
say. What did you?
It's
Oh.
not.
I'm gonna.
It's not gonna
Zane.
go. It's not gonna go past Operation or Life. So
Yeah,
let's
I-
just
That's
put it
true.
on
I
the
just-
board.
I don't want it to be a
Also-
first round.
How is it-
But I mean,
Zane, also, like maybe we gotta get Catan and we'll all play it, and like let's make our judgments after
okay,
we play
I
it.
won't lie. I never played Catan, so before this, I did watch hey, I'm about to concede a little bit. I'm not
Okay, hey,
conceding anymore.
let's- no.
We don't need you to concede. The vote is already 3-1.
No, I was gonna give it some validity.
Go, please.
Okay. It did kind of look like an okay game to play, but it being explained sounds very boring.
Well, okay. I will admit that the premise of Catan inherently isn't the most captivating. Catan is one of those games that you just got to get into. Once it is, it's so fun. It's so intense.
I feel like
There's
it has a
reason
lot
why
to do with who you
Catan-
play with.
No. There is a reason why Catan is just such a staple in households these days. And it's like
it is a
It
staple.
wasn't a staple in my household.
I've never heard of Catan
Yeah,
before this day.
Emma's voting on it because it's based off this video game she likes.
I do like Civ.
well, she likes the concept, which it's better than Sorry.
Any Civ players out there?
Okay. You know what? Catan can move on, but it's not because anyone here likes it. It's because we heard about it and it
We
sounds
respect it.
okay.
It's because I hate
But it's
Sorry.
not going past round 2. So
Zane,
Yeah.
it's just because I hate Sorry.
I love Sorry. Sorry should not be a first round
It's just-
exit,
it's a
but
little
this is
boring.
not the hill
It's a
I'm
little
going to
But
die
that's
on.
all right. Catan is moving on. That rhymed.
Ooh,
It's
that's very
time
good. That was a rhyme.
to do the next seed.
Oh, this is
This one's
rough.
good.
Life.
Good.
Is
Life
it
versus
that one?
Operation.
It's Game of
Yes.
Life.
Game of Life versus
of Life.
Operation.
It's Game of Life.
I gotta say Game of Life too. Like I don't like Game of Life, but like I mean Operation's good. It's not great.
I don't like Life. I like Operation,
Fuck
but
Life,
like,
dude. I don't like Life either, man.
It's
Life-
Game of Life.
I like Game of
It's
Life.
Game of
it's fun. It's more fun to play with friends than Operation.
Yeah.
You know what? Operation made me mad. Like
Yes.
really mad because the sensors are broken on that thing.
Operation,
Facts, dude.
like Operation was like Mario Kart. It was a friendship killer. It caused
Wow.
drama. It caused
I
drama
do
at the
remember.
sleepovers.
Yes, playing it with like your little like elementary school friends. Yeah, that could be tough. But also the Game of Life was fun, and you put the little babies in your car.
It is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
It is fun.
Okay,
That was so weird, though. It was so weird.
So
no
life
debate.
moves on.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Yeah.
that.
Cool, life moves on. That was an easy one.
Look at that.
I hate whoever
Wait,
wrote
wait,
this
wait.
next one.
Wait.
We got.
We
what?
gotta introduce who's in the pod.
Oh, the audience.
You didn't get to do that. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Apologies.
Yeah, let's do that.
We
What
got a
is this?
newcomer tonight, a new roadie, helping keep the show
Woohoo.
going. We got Chris.
Yay,
He's not on
Chris.
camera right now, but you'll probably see him in after hours.
We got who else we got?
We got
also got Kenneth.
Kenneth.
We
Yeah.
got
Boy.
Kenneth.
We
Woohoo.
got Kenneth, and we got
And this
Will.
random dude in
Will.
the corner who just
And we
doesn't
got
talk and
Will.
just looks
Hi, my name's
Jay's too busy
Will.
being a businessman tonight
Yeah.
to join us.
He's
but it's
so
okay.
fat.
He's yeah.
He's
All
He's
right,
Russian.
next up we got Candyland v. Categories. No one here. Emma, have you played Categories?
No.
Okay, no one here has played Categories, so I'm just
wait,
gonna.
I've played.
Wait, I thought you said you hadn't. Oh no, it was Will who said he
Yeah.
hadn't.
Allie,
Sorry.
what's category?
Continue.
I really cannot explain it. I know I've played it in a
Oh
group
wait, you
setting
played it
before.
with us. You played it at my house.
What? We did?
Yeah.
What do we
Wow, sounds like
Scatter-
it wasn't very memorable.
Wait, explain it.
Might be a testament to
First.
how bad
so,
the game is.
the game of Categories. Actually,
When
first of all, I'm just going to juxtapose it with the game Candyland. The game Candyland has a very, very nice theme. Gameplay, you roll a dice, you pick a card.
Yeah.
No,
It's all up
you
to
don't roll a dice.
You pick a card.
Jacob,
Fine.
I literally had to explain to you how the game works. You don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
but the point is,
You do not know what
the
you're talking
point is
about.
Candyland
Can
has
you
no.
say, Zane, I do not know what
Can you
I'm
s-
talking. Explain categories.
Explain.
Yeah, what
categories.
is categories?
But don't talk about Candyland.
The game of Categories is a very fun game in which you are given a list. In fact, multiple lists. Each round consists of you finding a list with 12 categories. 12 different categories. You roll an icosahedron-shaped die, lands on a letter instead of a number. That's the letter. You start a minute-long timer, or 2 minutes or something, I don't know. And then you now have that amount of time to fill out an item in every single category that starts with that letter.
We played this in class. Like
Really?
in my high school, we would, like the 2 weeks before break when
Yeah.
you did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would watch movies and play categories.
I remember playing it also in class. I never played it with you, Jacob.
I could have
wasn't
sworn you
there.
played it at my house.
No, I wasn't there. I wasn't I wasn't flying. I wasn't on the plane to see you yet.
Oh, I could have sworn you were there.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So
then.
I didn't play. So let the record know I didn't play categories with Jacob, but I have played it.
Okay.
What is it up against?
I like-
Candyland.
Okay.
Whereas Candyland.
Oh.
Okay, wait, hold
Oh,
on.
wait, Emma.
You,
Got anything
y'all
to
have
say?
anything to say?
I just find Candyland it's good for children.
Mm.
Like
I,
little,
I do think that's what it comes
it's
down
good for
to.
little kids.
It's like demographics.
Like when I was a little kid, like 4, I
Right.
really liked Candyland because it's easy. You pick up the card, you can play with your parents, and you don't have to worry about them destroying you all the time because
Right.
they're better than you.
yeah, it's like the
Well,
game
it's by
you can
chance.
It's by chance. It's a
But
game you
by
can win.
chance.
But
Yeah.
now,
I like strategy.
now I would say I have to go with categories just because, like,
win. Okay, yeah. Here's the thing. If you want to talk about what would be a more fun game to play right now for us at this age, it would be categories. But if you ask a kid, it's going to be Candyland. And I'd argue that board games' main demographic is catered towards kids, and that's where most of my memories come from of these games. So I got to say, I'm sticking with Candyland.
is categories a board game?
Yes.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah,
Because
where's
you,
the board?
you have a literal board.
It
Like
sounds
everyone,
like, it sounds
everyone
like
is
you can
handed.
just play it with like paper.
No, we always played it with you'd pick a random letter generator on a screen, and then you would write. Like we would never
Categories is like an actual mass-produced board game.
really.
Yes, I have 2 copies of it at home, and everyone actually holds a literal board, so it qualified as a board game.
I kind of I don't know. I do see the point about Candyland because, I do understand. It was a classic. Like, I would argue that's the game most households,
For sure.
maybe if you have like you've played it as a kid, you still have the game lingering. But I don't know, something about I feel like with board games, even as a kid, I was always excited by the challenge of being able to learn and be able to show off my knowledge. And I think growing up, I was always excited to play games that were more challenging for me.
But did you play categories?
Yeah,
I did.
I did.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
that's the great thing about categories.
If you played categories, and that's a fair argument, but don't say
No, I wouldn't.
that
I
if you
would
didn't play
not. I would not.
'Cause that does not pertain to
Zane, I wouldn't
specifically.
comment on a game that I haven't played.
Yeah, Zane.
I didn't comment on a game. I
You
haven't played.
literally
Zane.
commented about.
I literally
Anyways, the great
I
thing
literally
about
conceded it sounded
categories-
fun. I told you I didn't play the
The
game.
great thing about categories is that it's a game of all ages. It requires critical thinking.
It's
from
not a game
both-
of all ages. You have to spell. 5-year-olds can't spell.
Zane, you can't spell.
I can't spell. That's my point.
But I also
So
feel
you're
like
going to discredit the game? You can't? All right.
Candyland is like the
First
game
of
where
all-
the little guy can win.
Okay, so we're 3-1.
You love
I
underdog
think
stories.
I-
I
Really?
like Candyland.
Thank you.
I like Candyland.
Oh wait,
Jacob.
wait.
Will, don't put it on the board. I'm going with
Yeah,
Candyland.
We're
it's
now half and
Candyland,
half.
Candyland and
Okay,
Scattergories.
What are you doing to me?
okay. So are we? I don't know.
We're bringing
Wait, hold on. What made Emma change?
I was very compelled by Zane's argument. Number one, I do like that it's a game you can play. Like if I were to babysit, right?
Right.
And I go to some kid's house to babysit them, and I'm like, oh, let's play a game. It would
Right.
probably be a game like Candyland
You can't play
because
categories.
anyone can
Yeah.
win.
Yeah,
You can't. I would not play categories with a 5-year-old. I just
I
wouldn't.
I
don't think
probably
they'd find it
wouldn't
fun.
even. I don't know if I'd maybe. I guess if I were having to take out a board game to play with a kid, but I'd probably do another activity. but
Well, okay, I
You
was
want
a
to care
summer-
to elaborate?
If you,
I was a summer camp counselor,
Yes.
and when it's raining, you take out a deck of
Oh
cards,
yes,
you take out a
when
board
it's-
game.
When it's rain, I do agree with that. I
It-
will say but again, like with the kid, I always enjoyed like being able to expand on my critical thinking skills. Like I don't want to just pick up a card and just be like, leaving it up to the card.
You do
I
have to
love
match
being
the
an
color, though.
active.
That can be difficult for some kids.
No,
You
but that's
have
the
to-
thing.
you
That's
see
the
the
thing.
color. You
I'm
have
not
to match it.
arguing that like this game, like on paper, like I would rather play categories than Candyland. Candyland, sorry. But like when we're talking about classics, we're talking about memories, we're
Yeah.
talking
I
about
agree.
like just
Yeah.
like overall accessibility. It's got to
like
be
the
Candyland.
licorice forest and
Yes,
what's
the black
like-
licorice forest.
Yes.
why
And then,
are we
like,
talking about
And
just
the peppermint, like the little, the game design is just so cute.
it's so cute and
Allie.
memorable.
It is.
that is
Allie.
not what
do, you
we're
guys,
basing our
do you
game.
guys remember the Ice Cream Princess?
Yes!
Stop
And
it!
the Gumdrum
Stop it! I
Castle.
don't like what you're doing.
Does categories have an Ice Cream Princess, Jacob?
It
No.
doesn't need to because it's a fantastic game. It's a game. We're basing board games on their quality of game. It's a game. That's what the board game is made for.
Wow.
There's more to it though.
There
There's more.
is.
There's
Allie, come
about
to the
enjoyment.
Candyland side.
I think I may need to come to the Candyland side.
We'll be right back while I go shit my brains out
Wait, really?
out of anger.
What?
wow. And
Are you
Kenneth got in
leaving?
trouble for peeing.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Jacob?
Let's put Candyland is
I
going
think
on the
so.
board.
I'm thinking about it, and I do enjoy that it's
Oh,
a
he's back.
classic.
That was quick.
That was. Where'd you poop in the trash can?
Oh,
You
it's
know
in his
what? I'm just
pants.
gonna
I can
shit my
smell it.
pants.
I can smell it.
Oh my God, Zane. That's so gross.
Yeah, sorry, no poop jokes.
Who said? Okay.
Trying to keep it.
Oh wow. Jacob
less
took
gross.
his mic out of the stand.
I'd like to share a few words with you all today about a recent loss.
Oh my god.
To Zane.
Categories.
To me, yeah.
Categories. Being a first round exit is not something I wish any family to go through. Candyland making it to round 2 is also not something I would hope any family goes through.
Zane
If
has
you
been-
at home are struggling with the developments that have happened this evening, call the Out on Top hotline now. Link in description. Thank you. We're
We
moving
don't
on.
have a phone number. Please don't call us. Zane has been like talking about how he has the greatest arguments if we only listen, and he's been waiting for this moment. I can tell.
In what realm
If you
was
just
that
listen to me,
argument
I
a
just
great
1v
argument?
I just
How is that a
1v3
great
clutch.
argument?
I just 1v3 clutch.
No, 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 no,
1v3
no, no, no.
clutch.
No, 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 no.
Buster. Buster.
All right.
Get wrecked. Loser.
We're moving on.
Okay.
We're moving on.
All right, we're
We are way behind schedule. We got Clue versus Scrabble. Do we
Clue.
need to talk?
Clue.
It's Clue.
Clue.
I
Thank
love
you.
Clue.
Can
I
we
love
get Clue
Clue.
up there and not waste any more damn time.
I love Clue.
I love Clue
Just-
too.
did
Just
you
want to
just-
say
what-
that. I
what
love
accent
Clue.
was
Clue's
that?
a play.
I don't know.
Clue is a play.
Clue is a board game you can play with your parents, and you have fun at any age, and they have fun too.
And yeah. Well,
Right?
I'm also
Like Candyland, the kid is always going to have more fun
Yeah.
than the parents. But
Right.
Clue,
Anyone.
everybody has the same.
Anyone.
Okay, Kenneth. Everybody's got the same amount of fun. Kenneth, that took athleticism. I hope the camera caught that.
Kenneth just galloped for the
Kenneth
audio listeners.
He just galloped.
It's not.
He
as
like kicked his ankles together. That's
it's
crazy.
Not, it's not quite as impressive as Emma's making it out to be, but you know,
No.
we'll leave it up to the
Emma's
imagination.
being very nice.
Kenneth actually hit a triple standing backflip.
I wouldn't
on
be able to
his
do
back
that.
from riding on the.
Next up, we got Monopoly versus Checkers.
Monopoly.
Monopoly. Checkers is great, though. I
Checkers.
did advocate for Checkers being on this because it's such a simple game.
Yeah.
Stands the test of time. Classic board game. So is Monopoly. Monopoly is great.
Monopoly is
is
simple.
iconic. Monopoly's like, I mean,
Checkers is like chess, but I can understand it. So like whenever my
Yeah.
friends would send me the
Alright,
game
so
page
wait,
in
Allie,
chess, I
Allie,
would send them back checkers.
I don't know. Okay, I'm kind of torn because I loved playing checkers. You know, after school, that would be also a go-to game. But Monopoly, I remember my sister and I were on vacation and we just played a Monopoly game for like the entire vacation. It went on so long.
Monopoly is a very
Gosh,
slow
I feel
game.
like
It was a very
I feel like
slow
that's
game.
not a selling point.
But-
if it went on for the whole
But
vacation,
no, the memories that I had with my sister were it was just the two of us, and you know we were playing. I don't even think we really knew all of the details of how to play the game, so maybe that was our fault on how long it took. But it was fun.
I would play with my dad and my sister like in the winter. We would go to the
Aw.
Poconos, right, which is like the mountains
Oh,
in Pennsylvania, and we would play
Poconos,
Monopoly.
that's
And the first night we were there, we would you grab a can of Coke or something, and you stay up really late, like way
Yeah,
later than you usually do as a
yeah.
kid, and you would play Monopoly like really late in the night, like midnight.
Yeah.
And then he would finally go to bed, and we would all go to bed, me and my sister, and then we would finish it the next night. We'd leave it out on the
Yes,
dining room
yes,
table
we-
the entire
yes.
day.
That's
And
nice. Those are memories.
that's why Monopoly's the best game.
my memories are very similar to Emma's, except for my papa bankrupted me, and I felt the cold taste of defeat at the ripe old age of 6.
Oh, we don't let my mom
And
play.
it was brutal, and I was very sad about it.
Monopoly shows you what the real world is like,
Yeah,
Zane,
you know what,
buddy?
I won't lie. Monopoly is probably a better game than checkers, but like it's not winning this whole thing.
We don't let my
I
mom
know.
play.
have-
But
I
that
have
doesn't
plenty
mean it
of-
can't win.
I mean, I don't
I
know.
have plenty of
Round.
bad things to say about Monopoly, but I'm fine with it moving past this round.
We don't.
So,
we don't.
I'll save it for the rest.
We don't let my mom play Monopoly because she would like win, and then she'd stick out her hand like this, and you just have to put the cash in.
See, and then people get obnoxious in Monopoly where it's like, pay up. Like,
It's like
ooh,
Uno.
that makes me
It's
mad.
a heated game.
It
Yeah.
destroys
Okay.
families.
All right, so Monopoly goes
it
up.
does.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No, it kind of does.
It can.
Let's be real.
So Monopoly goes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Perfect. Thank you, Chris. Put that Monopoly up there. And next up, we got another doozy. It's Battleship versus Connect 4.
Both of these are my
Battleship.
top 3.
Battleship.
I gotta
Battleship.
say,
Both of these are
I mean,
my top
1000%.
three.
you know how much I love Connect 4, especially from the beginning of the year. Do you remember when I bull crapped that whole grid strategy?
That's like my first time hanging out with you to play Connect 4.
Yes.
That was not true.
No.
What?
Hold on, explain to them what the
What is
grid
this?
strategy is.
I just made up we were playing Connect 4 and I was kind of winning, but it was like I'm not really that good at it. I was kind of winning and I bullcrap my way. I was like, "Oh yeah, I use this complex strategy I made up called the grid." I went into an in-depth explanation on how the perfect game of Connect 4 is supposedly played, and basically I came up with an algorithm for how the perfect game of Connect 4 should be played, and the first person to break the algorithm will always be the one who loses. It was complete bullcrap, but everyone bought it, and it made me sound like
no,
really.
I believe
Because you
them.
solve Rubik's cubes for fun.
Yeah.
You make Rubik's cubes for fun.
My impression of you was like you solve Rubik's Cube. You're like way younger than everyone here, and you're in college already. Like, didn't you skip a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I know he skipped a year. He does Rubik's cubes. I'm like, this man's talking about Connect 4 like it's like some sort of rocket science problem. I'm gonna trust him.
It was
And
total
then-
bullcrap.
Yeah,
and then one day I beat him. I'm like, Jacob.
Wait, but wasn't that like so we were all playing, it was a giant Connect 4 set.
Yeah.
And I remember you and Will and Zane and Kenneth and everyone was on one side and I was playing by myself and Jacob was whispering all this strategy, and I was like, oh my god, like
Wait, when was this?
This was at Fallapalooza.
Oh, Fallapalooza.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about
We're talking about orientation.
It was an ice cream
mixer.
Yeah, but we didn't even get ice
social,
cream.
No, I
Ice
was
cream was out.
I remember that.
Were you there? Okay.
Maybe, probably. I mean, I remember it.
Anyways.
But yeah, I remember like everyone whispering about Jacob's grid strategy. And I was like, what do I do? I don't know.
This is the grid guy.
This is the grid guy.
Yeah. And
He's
then
gonna take your money.
and so I felt helpless. I will say it.
I felt helpless.
But you see,
Helpless.
it's the instilling of fear into your opponent that
This
makes
guy
you
knows
win.
what he's doing.
Because Allie got in her head that she was gonna lose, and she lost, didn't she? Did you? Actually, I don't remember.
Yep. I
Oh.
lost every single time.
I'm
so I really thought it was true.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
If you
Yeah, no,
guys-
it's
You
bullcrap.
beat me every time.
If you're like on your phone and you're gonna send a game pigeon
Oh, yeah.
like game
oh, those game
Connect
pigeon
Four.
Connect.
Connect
Connect
4.
4 or Battleship.
Connect 4.
Oh,
100%.
Well, on the phone, Connect 4. But I feel like Battleship, we got to talk about. I mean, I know it's going to move on, but Battleship.
No, I don't want it to move on.
Okay, well that's too fucking bad.
I think
Is it
it's
3v1?
3v1.
You can't turn
Battleship
this to
goes
stat,
up.
man.
We are also very.
At
Yes.
least we
We'll
got the
hustle.
respect it deserved. Connect 4 is not a first round exit. It's just got a very bad matchup.
Yeah.
So that means Connect 4 actually is a first round exit. Anyways, Battleship goes
Jacob.
on. Thank you, Chris, very much.
Thank you, Chris.
Ooh.
Zane, we're going to be throwing hands at the end of this episode.
Yeah, we are.
Bro, final round is going to be.
Yeah, stay around for After Dark. Jacob and I will actually fight.
It's not after
What's-
dark, it's after hours.
After hours.
Okay,
Same
okay.
different.
It's
He made a
already after
mistake.
dark.
Yes, it is after dark. All right, next up. Oh my God. Okay, next up we got chess versus Risk. Okay, as
come
much
on.
as Risk is a fantastic game, I'll just say my piece. There is no way chess is going to be a first round exit.
Yeah.
It's chess. Risk, I could hear arguments for other games.
Look.
Chess has stood the test of time. It is the board game, and it is so simple while also being so strategic. It is probably the best board game that's ever been made.
Emma has the face of someone who doesn't know how to play chess.
I know how to play chess. Allie, I think you'll appreciate this. When I was a kid, I had a Disney princess chess set. Yeah, yeah.
appreciated
I was
that.
in the chess club when I was 4 years old because when I was
Yeah.
4 years old, I went to a summer camp that had a chess club
That's awesome.
because I was a
Awesome.
loser.
No, that's
But
great.
You're a winner.
But
You are
I
a winner.
played the mobile Risk game. Like every time I was waiting for the bus when I was like 11, I would play the mobile Risk game. I
Yeah.
think this is
Yeah.
another one of like, how old are you?
That's
you know
a
what
fair
I mean?
point. I don't
So-
think I've ever played Risk like the board game, but I have played it like online.
I would play with
before.
my friends. Like we would play multiplayer online.
Admitted,
But it's not a board
You
game.
guys have never played
That's fair.
Risk?
About it.
I own the board game.
I played it online, but I've never played it. Like,
I've
in real
never
life.
played it at all. I actually Wikipedia'd Risk before this. So
All right, you gotta come to Philly, and you gotta come to Philly, and we'll play the actual board game.
I
Risk.
really, I do
Can we
want to
also
play
play
the
with
board
your
game.
Disney princess chess set?
Yes,
It's
okay.
long gone, man.
What?
Okay.
My
All right.
dad used to play me. He would just another game where my dad would play me, and he would just like win.
Yeah.
And
But
it's like, what are you
But
doing?
chess
The
is
little guy's not
iconic.
winning that.
I
Before.
do. I think I'm not great at it.
So what are we
But-
voting? What are we voting?
Chess.
Chess?
Iconic.
Chess.
All right, cool. It's chess across the board. Chris, put that shit up there.
I
Chess
love-
is moving on. Thank you, Chris. Next up, we got another doozy. Not really. It's Guess Who
This
versus.
is a doozy.
It's Guess Who versus Pictionary.
Can someone remind me what
both.
Pictionary
I
is?
love both.
Pictionary is like you draw something and they have to guess
So
what it is.
basic.
Oh,
yeah.
I love Pictionary.
It's a great game.
It's a great game, and it's so fun because it's interactive, but also Guess Who is a classic.
Yeah.
Guess Who is so fun. That was the game I'd go to.
Guess Who is really, really fun, and that's not like a detracting from its merit. But the only thing about Guess Who is its replayability. You have the same board with the same people. After a while, it's just the same thing.
I like
Actually,
Pictionary.
that's fair.
You draw
That's a good
different
point.
stuff every
Right.
time.
Ugh.
It's a limitless game. Pictionary is so
Yeah, that's
has so
true.
much replayability.
I
Is
guess-
Pictionary the one where you like draw it and then you pass it to the next person?
No,
and
No.
that's what is that game?
Oh, isn't it? Is it with a white
Telegrams.
box?
Telegrams. It's telegrams.
No, I don't know.
Have
That's
y'all,
not how I-
have any of y'all played like Scriblio or Gartic Phone?
yeah.
No.
Okay, that's what I'm basing off
What's
of. I
that?
think what you just described to me sounded like Gartic Phone. It's like you draw something
And then it's like telephone.
So someone
Yeah.
like gives you a word and then you draw
Mm-hmm.
it and then they guess the word and then the next person draws the word that the second person
That's
guessed.
Gartic Phone.
I think there are different games with the same
that's like-
premise because
Yeah.
we're thinking of a different game, but that
So
it's
this is
the
more like
same premise.
Scriblio, kind of.
Yeah. This is more like Scriblio.
Texas
And,
calls it
I just
Scriblio.
think
No, it's like an online version.
Yeah, I know Scribbly.
It's really fun.
Scribbly is a pretty popular game. I'm pretty sure, right?
Okay.
Yeah, no, Scribbly is really popular.
It's got a
Wait,
big fan base.
So what are we going with?
So I'm going Pictionary.
Pictionary.
I'm conflicted because like I love both, but also like guess who? Have you seen like on TikTok how I don't know if this is
Have
like
you
older
seen
you-
on TikTok?
I'm not
You don't
on
have
TikTok,
TikTok.
no, but I get around on Instagram
Reels.
Reels.
I get around.
No. No. But on Instagram
Chris is
Reels,
singing copyrighted
you
music
know,
right now.
like they have the Guess Who game, and it's like it's still like you're bringing it back from your childhood, and now
Yeah.
you put like I guess I don't know people you know.
Yes, that's a good
Have
one.
you see that? And then
They
like
do that on TikTok.
right. I will say though, I do appreciate that Pictionary is limitless in its ideas. I love to draw. I'm also a beast at Pictionary, so
Ooh, you gotta play.
We're
gotta
gonna have to play
Okay,
Pictionary.
so
I love Pictionary.
Pictionary across the board.
Yeah.
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 Chris,
I'm fine with
put that Pictionary up there, and that is all 16, and we are also perfectly on schedule, which means it is time for
Round 2.
Will. What are you saying? I don't know.
Your accent, you're like channeling like your.
got a
What
problem?
accent is that actually?
It's like
got
old
issue, man?
radio, like
Yeah,
20s radio,
all right,
Yeah.
freaking no.
1920s.
All right, we're moving on to round 2, which means we got 8 seeds to go through.
Oh.
We got first up Catan versus the Game of Life. This is easy for me. It's not going to be easy for you because no one in this room has freaking played Catan except
Catan.
for Will and Kenneth. You play Catan? Okay, cool. So the best people to advocate for this game aren't sitting at the table currently, so I could go ahead and accept defeat right now, but I'm just going to... Catan is my vote. Go ahead.
What do you guys think?
Game of Life.
What's yours?
What do you? I want to
What do
hear.
you-
I want to
No,
hear.
I wanna hear what you think.
Oh,
now
God.
you go. Now you go.
Now you hang out.
Ellie, you go.
Okay, I'm conflicted because on one hand I want to do what the people I want to vote in how the people are thinking, you know. But
No,
I love the
vote
Game
what
of
you're
Life.
thinking.
Oh my God, there's the mobile game. Like there's the online
Okay,
game.
but we're not also
No,
we're
no,
also
it's
we're
not
not
the mobile
basing
game.
this off the
No,
mobile
I
game
know,
or the
but what
online
I'm
game. We're doing
saying
this
it
on the
ha-
board game.
Yes, and the board game is fun. I'm sorry, you put those babies in your car.
You like the game? This is beating Settlers of Catan because you put babies in cars?
But
that is
Jacob-
what makes this
But Jacob, can you get pregnant in Catan? Can you get married and
You
experience
can get
love?
a house.
Go-
I
And
you
love
can
that
have a
one.
career
You can get a
change.
house.
Go
and
to
you can-
college.
You can
Don't
change
go
your
to college.
career.
Don't pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. It's up to you. It's the Game of Life. It's perfect.
You have a little car.
Yeah.
You
and
do.
and you just fill it with babies.
What color did you have your
I
car?
had the blue one.
I had the green one.
Will is
See?
threatening to hit me right now.
I'm gonna
Oh,
freaking
he
hit
actually
you.
is. He's actually threatening to hit him.
Wait. So, it's,
Zane's getting death
Okay,
threats
no.
this episode.
There's
But
no
I don't.
way.
I do not mind having a conversation about this. My heart is kind of with Game of Life. That was a big part of my childhood. But I can see how Catan
Allie.
can be a good
Allie,
pick.
you
I'm gonna
might-
go with Game of Life.
No!
I think we gotta put an end to Catan.
Oh God,
Yeah.
no!
I agree.
Please,
I just-
no, God.
okay.
It's
Oh
time.
my
It
God!
had- it had a good run.
It didn't even get into the round one.
Okay.
That's not a good run.
Jacob, I can't understand you when you scream like that.
Yeah. Let's
is
use
not
our
a good
indoor
run.
voices.
That is not a good run.
Lower
How can you say
Also-
that it had a good run when it made it past one
May I-
round and it was against Sorry and Life, and those were difficult debates? That should not have been a difficult debate against the game, Catan
Jacob,
versus.
we've never played Catan.
Also,
Yeah.
I would argue that like I don't know. I know
This is what a drama queen.
Jacob, it's okay. It's okay.
You need to step out.
No.
Okay. Just pull it together here. Game of Life is superior.
Oh, it's coming off again.
Well,
Just to clarify,
is it going
Yes.
in or
Game of Life is moving on.
I think Game
Yeah,
of Life
Game
should
of Life
move
is moving on. If you
That
heard
was
that
Will.
loud bang, that was Will hitting a table.
Oh, he's kicking chairs.
And kicking a chair.
Oh my God, he's got a knife.
Once again, I would like to remind any families out there currently going through whatever grieving process you may.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. Who cares about the families?
I would like to remind
The Game of Life does.
My
I would
Game of
like
Life
to
families are
remind the
okay.
people at
They're
home
alive and well.
that there's a helpline in the description
No, there's not.
if you would like.
Will is flipping all three of us off. And also, I just want to say, like, the Game of Life, like, I don't know. I feel like most average people I don't want to say average. Most average households.
Most of you common folk that we are above play Game of Life. Catan is only for the intellectuals.
No, I am one with the people then, because I love Game of
We
Life.
stand for the people.
Wait, then what were you gonna say? I'm
I
sorry.
was gonna say
continue.
that, like, thank you.
Common people. The layman's folk.
No, what I'm saying is most households have the Game of Life, and so most people
The fucking
are-
peasants.
No.
Jacob's mom, he is not doing any better.
No,
Is he?
stop. He's doing great. And also, the Game of Life is a fine pick. And Catan is a fine pick. Both are fine picks. You just happen to have a table that enjoys Game of Life.
Next up, we have Candyland versus Clue. Must we go on?
Clue.
Thank
Clue.
you. Thank you.
Jake.
Candyland had a good run.
Chris, get
Candyland
that
did
up
have a-
there.
that had a
Clue
good
is
run.
moving
That
on
was
to
like a
round
Cinderella.
three.
I thought you were going to try to, like, get that through. I thought that was going to be your...
Clue's a better game.
Can I just say, I would like a quarter every time Allie says, I'm conflicted. I think I'd be rich.
I've often been conflicted.
Okay, I'm sorry. There is no way that... Okay.
Okay.
There was no way that was that easy, but we had such a freaking long conversation about Scattergories versus Candyland. Scattergories. There is no way. I'm just... Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm still mad. It's okay. I'm going to cool off. Someone get me cookies after this. Where's the quarter for? What's the quarter for?
That's for...
Oh,
I
whoa.
keep saying it, and I'm also...
Oh.
I'm
Money, money.
know what?
Oh, wow. We thought that bit would come back.
I am
Thank you,
not
Chris.
conflicted about the next one.
Next up, we have Monopoly versus Battleship.
Battleship.
Tails.
That's a...
You saw it.
Battleship.
What are you
No.
guys talking about?
Okay, flip it again. Hold on. Now we're playing with the
Ready?
coin.
Oh, shoot.
Heads.
Nope, tails. Best board game. Best board game.
What's the best board game?
Yeah, all you need is a coin
Flip a
these
coin.
days. You don't even need a board game.
I don't think
That's not a board. There's no board. That's not a board game. There's no board. Okay, folks.
Will's like pacing right now. It's kind of scary.
Okay.
He's like
All right,
getting
folks.
closer with this. Like,
Please
You
sit
ever
down,
seen, like-
Will.
Can
Why are
someone
you
please
standing
get like a shot
up?
of him, like of
All
how
right,
he's
folks.
standing.
You know,
right
like
now?
dangerous animals in a zoo? I feel like the only thing keeping them from us is these mics.
Yeah.
Let's dial
And the
it down,
camera
folks.
that's rolling.
Let's dial it down.
Dial it
Okay.
down, folks. All right.
Will, you heard that? Gotta
It's-
dial it down.
It's Monopoly versus Battleship.
Battleship.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
Monopoly.
I gotta say,
Battleship.
my heart's with Battleship, too.
Really? Oh wait, can I tell a story now?
Allie, tell all the
Okay,
stories you would
so,
like.
would love to
okay,
listen.
I can't believe I have not brought up. Well, I brought up my sister once, but I love my sister, Ainsley. I love you so much.
Oh, me and Allie are both twins, by the
Yes,
way. I don't
we're
know if we've
both
mentioned
twins.
that.
But they're not twins with each other.
We're both
No.
we're fraternal
Yeah.
twins with other people.
Yes, with other people.
They're seeing other people.
Yes, and
Is
so
this a twin affair?
Maybe.
No. And so Ainsley and I, often it'd be me and Ainsley just in the house. My parents would be working. And so, there's not many board games you can play with just two people where it's fun. Like you can play Clue, I guess, but it's more fun when you have like a third person or four people. But the one game that obviously you can only play with two people
Or
is,
Connect 4.
yeah, but we
Yeah.
didn't have Connect 4. So
Fair enough.
but we would play Battleship, and it was so fun. And part of the reason why it was fun is because I would beat her like every single time. But it's okay because we got to bond. And anyway, so
Does Ainsley watch these?
I wanted to show her the ones I was on.
Hi,
That's a
Ainsley.
no.
She may not
Ainsley.
yet. I
Just kidding.
Okay, well,
But yes.
we
Okay,
just pointed
so
to the
Battleship
timestamp.
moves on.
oh my god, she was mentioned on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Battleship
Yes.
moves on.
Yes.
Chris, get that up there. Battleship moves on. You heard it here first, folks. Next up, we got a real doozy. We got, what does that say?
It's
It
chess.
says
Chess.
versus Pictionary.
Okay. All right, folks. Need we say any more?
Can I say something?
Pictionary.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I hope that we can perhaps
Fucking what?
Wait, I
Calm.
gotta,
Hear us out.
I'm saying I hope we can lean off of precedent with board games and start to lean off of like actually playing them and enjoying them.
Yeah, like chess is the board game, but like, is it better
yeah.
than Pictionary?
And also,
Yes!
Pictionary can play with more
Okay,
people.
if you-
Pictionary is
if you-
creative and imaginative.
That's true.
Chess is
You can-
strategic.
You can
No, I
be really
appreciate
bad
it.
at Pictionary, and it's still fun.
and it's funny when you're bad.
Exactly.
It's funny when you're good.
when
It's
you're
funny-
bad at chess, you're just bad at chess.
and it can feel dejecting.
But
you know,
Queen's Gambit,
Oh, so good.
Jacob, are you going chess?
Yes.
All right, for once I'm with you, man.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
no.
God. Oh,
Okay.
Zane. All of our qualms. I mean, all of our
Wait,
all of our
Zane.
quarrels.
Just for this round.
What, Zane?
Don't get too ahead
Jacob,
of yourself.
Jacob,
Zane, please.
just
I barely even know what Pictionary is.
actually, of course you would like chess.
What the?
What
What does that mean?
Because you're so good
Because
at
you're,
like
like,
Rubik's
smart and all.
cubes and you're great with like
You're a
doing-
strategizer.
What about me?
creating music.
I like chess. Where are my compliments? I'm smart.
You are.
You are so smart, Zane. You're just the type of smart.
Everyone in the audience laughs when Zane says, "I'm smart."
Guys, let's not laugh.
Zane,
no.
Zane, what does your shirt say?
My mama says I'm special.
I picked the wrong shirt to wear today.
Okay, but that's not a testament to chess's like.
Okay.
It's chess.
Disregard the stupid people who
Maybe
play
it's because
chess.
I grew up with kids who were really good at chess, so I was just like I'd sit there and lose, and I couldn't even try. My friend Ryan, shout out to Ryan, he can do the the 2-move win.
Whoa.
He would just do that to me.
That's like you
Wow.
have to mess up to do that.
Yeah, well, I messed up. I'm not good at chess.
And and when I was in elementary school, like the chess club was so like cool kids.
Elitist.
It was like all the smart kids. And I really wanted to do that. I wanted to do academic games. All the same kids did all the quote unquote smart clubs, and like I really tried to get involved, but I wasn't allowed. So
You weren't allowed.
Okay.
I wasn't. They
All
didn't
I'm
let me
hearing
in.
is that your points are that chess is for smart
wait.
people.
I can do more points about
Well,
chess.
hold on.
Well, I got another point.
Okay.
Pictionary. You can
Bless you,
play
Kenneth.
Pictionary with more people than you can play. Chess is a
Yeah.
2-person game. It will only ever be a 2-person game.
Yeah.
Pictionary, you can play with like a ton of people.
Okay, but
Okay, yeah.
inclusive.
Allie, you mentioned you like games that test your knowledge, your make you have to think.
Mm-hmm.
There's no greater game that makes you think than chess.
I
There is
totally
so
agree
much
with that.
strategy in that game. And yeah, it's not fun when you don't know how to play.
You still have
That's
to
why you
think.
gotta know how to play.
But like
With Pictionary, you have to assess the other person's skills, and you have to you have to base guesses off of that. You have to know the person. You have to know
Okay.
their skill level. You have to. It's a different kind of
and as-
intelligence.
Yeah, but there's not. But we're not saying that. We're not saying that Pictionary doesn't have strategy, but
Yeah.
it is incomparable to the strategy that's in chess. And if you say
Okay,
that
that's
chess
fair.
isn't fun if you don't know how to play, then you just got to know how to play.
But like,
no
yeah,
games are fun if you don't know how to
yeah,
play.
You can argue that for every game. If you don't know how to play
Right,
a game, it's not
I
going to be
agree.
fun.
But I will admit that there is a bigger barrier of entry to chess. That is
Okay.
definitely a
Chess
thing.
has
That's
the
fair.
biggest barrier of entry.
I would
argue out of
agree.
anything on
Yes.
this board.
Yeah.
You want
And-
to talk about, but like here, I didn't know anything about chess until around like quarantine time when like we had to wear masks to school. This was like actually out of quarantine time. And I'd play chess.com because it was like the only unblocked game that you could play.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
me and my friends would be like sending each other chess like in class and we'd be playing each other. And we all didn't know what we were doing. But chess.com like doesn't let you like make a move that's illegal. So like
You learn.
You learn.
You
That's
learn.
fair,
And,
that's fair.
And I had a lot of fun. And I still suck at chess to this day. But like
It's fun.
it's just a good game.
Yeah.
It's fun.
What
So,
about like chess boxing?
chess boxing too?
Chess
like,
boxing.
That is
I've
awesome.
never-
It's
Oh my
chess
god!
and boxing.
They play chess for like 3 minutes, and then they box for 3 minutes, and then they play chess and they box, and they play chess and they box.
Well, we'll save it for
And
after
either
hours.
you get a checkmate or you get knocked
Or
out,
what?
and those are the two ways to win. You knock the other person out, or you get a checkmate.
I
Or the
may
other,
also- I
and
may-
like as it goes on, they become so disoriented they like can't play chess properly anymore, which is probably like horrible for your health. But like
Wow.
it's chess boxing.
I
It's kind
mean,
of cool.
definitely stuff to talk about later because I have questions. But I will say, for the sake of, I don't know, I do think again with the barrier of entry with chess, and then also thinking Pictionary is accessible. Pictionary is inclusive. You know, it's and and also you play with a lot of people. You don't have to be
Party
a great
game.
artist.
It's a fun party game.
I honestly don't
Yeah.
think chess is as complicated as you guys
No,
think
no,
it is.
I don't- I don't-
The rules are
just
simple,
play.
but the
But
strategies
all
are
ages,
the
all
complicated
ages
part.
That's
can.
true. And it honestly isn't fun, I guess, when you're playing someone who's like way above your skill
Yeah,
level.
I
But
think
like,
that's
when you're playing your friend who you're like kind of equal with or whatever, and then you beat that friend, there's no greater feeling than beating
That's
someone in
true.
chess.
But I like what
Because you just feel so smart.
But it's
Like-
also teams. Like you can play with teams with Pictionary.
Yeah.
And I also think with Pictionary there is like we said, there is strategy involved. It's different kinds of strategy. I think it's an exciting game.
It's a great game. But okay, so is no one going to concede?
I don't know.
I think we got to shoot it to
I-
a tiebreaker.
I think we.
Is it tiebreaker time?
It is
Which
tiebreaker
it should
time.
not be tiebreaker time. Let's get our three roadies to have a discussion, and then they will come and they will
I
then.
really hope it's Pictionary.
Here's
Thanks,
the thing,
Emma.
like, I'm kind of like judging these games based off like their online versions because like I don't.
They've
never
come
mind.
to a
Whoa,
decision.
I was trying to kill
Uh-oh.
time. Never
Are you
mind.
going to be? Are
They're
you going to
gonna.
be? All right.
I know what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
I know what they're gonna
Kind
say.
of biased roadies. I won't
It's
lie.
gonna be chess, isn't
It's
it?
gonna be chess.
It's chess.
Oh no!
I won't lie.
Because why wouldn't it be?
Kevin is playing chess right now.
Okay.
Jinx.
Jeez. Dude, we're twinning right now.
Oh yeah.
Me and Emma are
Dude,
twinning right now.
Hold up. I hit myself in the face with this mic.
All right, now you're good.
Look at us right
and
now.
they're wearing
Dude.
jeans.
Look
We're
at
both
that.
wearing jeans.
Look at that.
We got a maroon.
And
They're
we
so
said the same thing
cute.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Emma, this is why we're
We're the
buddies.
real twins. He's
Yeah.
actually my fraternal twin.
That's how it works. Yeah, we are.
My headphone fell off. Hold up.
You're good. You're good. Okay, so chess is going up there.
Honestly, I feel
And-
bad. The roadies were like very biased. Like,
I
I don't think there was
yeah.
any world they were going to pick Pictionary.
No, if Grace was here,
Well,
she
because
would have
it's
picked
just a better
I know.
Pictionary.
game.
If Grace
it
was
is,
here,
in my
Okay, well,
opinion.
Grace ain't
Pictionary's
here.
for the girls.
But like,
yeah.
Pictionary's a fantastic game. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not chess.
We're gatekeeping Pictionary
I
now.
do wonder if we had more female roadies, would Pictionary have won?
Okay, wait, no, because we can't say the girls
No,
don't
I'm
play
not
chess.
saying that. I'm not saying that.
We
But I'm just
can't-
saying
we
like,
just need
based
Like
off
the
these
Queen's
dudes,
Gambit?
like, it was
You
so
know?
obvious who's going to win.
Yeah,
Women in chess.
no. I
Like,
agree.
if-
I
if
hear
you-
with what you're
if-
saying.
I agree. That was a crazy statement. But I'm talking about like Grace and some
The
of like
girls
our
that
other
we
friends.
know.
Yeah.
All right,
The
all right,
girls
all right.
that are
Let's
like
move
me
on,
and
guys.
Allie.
Let's move on.
Okay.
All right. So
You're
that
good,
was
Zane.
I'm a good person.
that was it for round 2. We are down to our final 4, which means it's time for all right, round 3, folks. Here we go.
Semi-final.
Let's really dial it down, guys.
I didn't dance really well to that.
Neither did I. It's okay, Allie.
Do we need to rerun it?
I never danced
The
well.
dancing.
Okay, we got the game of life versus Clue.
Clue.
It's Clue. It's Clue.
Okay,
It's Clue.
I
It's
want to
Clue?
revisit the fact that Clue has a play. Okay, yes. Is the game of life life? Not
Wow.
really, actually.
Succinctly put.
It is.
No,
It is nothing like life.
technically, no, it's nothing like life. But like,
It is way
the
more
game
fun.
of life, like like there's a real life component of life. Anyway, but with Clue,
Wow.
there's a play which is such a testament to the characters and the perseverance that they have through time. Like they're still so iconic.
Also,
you know?
like, you gotta love a murder mystery.
You gotta love a murder mystery.
The Clue movie, come on, guys. Emmett
Clue
Brown
movie.
Dr. Emmett Brown
Yes.
from Back to the Future
Oh, well,
was in the Clue
yes,
movie.
he was.
Wasn't he?
Yes, he was. No, he was Mr. Green.
And the OG Pennywise.
And then he was in the Psych TV show episode for the Clue, Clue.
Ooh, I didn't.
It was.
Okay.
He
These
was
are-
in that.
All we're
Great
saying,
things.
is
Ah.
that Clue it's such a testament to how good the game is, how also iconic and how entertaining, and it's been entertaining people for a very long time.
Great things. Yes.
Great things.
Clue.
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 Put that shit up
Game
there,
of
We
Chris.
just
life.
wanted to talk about
Zane
it.
is game of life. Just why? Just really quick, why?
I don't know.
You put the babies in your car. I'm sorry.
I like Clue better, to be honest, but I just don't want to see Game of Life go.
I understand.
Sorry, Game of Life.
I know.
That's
You're
fair.
facing the same fate of strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really like Game of
Strategy?
Life that
Oh,
much,
you mean
Categories.
categories?
categories. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate it for
Yeah.
correcting me.
Yeah, I just don't know
was
if I
wrong.
have Clue winning this whole.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Clue
if you
would
are
be
really
so
that
cool.
sad about Game of Life leaving, hotline in the description. Not hotline, helpline. Anyways, Battleship v Chess. Come on.
Battleship.
Battleship.
What?
Please. Zane, please.
Please.
Zane, please.
Okay.
Battleship.
No, these arguments cannot be made in the same vein as the other one because both are two-player. Both are just completely. It's two-player.
Everyone-
Sit across from each other games, and there is no way Battlefield is better than chess. At that.
I'm a swing
Battleship.
vote here because these are like both of my top 3.
Right.
So
Battleship is so much more fun.
I'll hear the cases out for both sides.
Okay.
It's just
Jacob? You want to? Is it okay if Jacob starts?
Yeah, let's go with Jacob.
Actually,
first.
I'd quite like to hear Emma go first.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Absolutely.
You all know my feelings
My
on chess.
maroon friend.
Oh.
It's like the Taylor Swift song.
maroon.
um.
It's such a fun bop. Okay.
So that was way louder than I thought it would be. I'm gonna put this coin down. You guys know my feelings on chess.
Yes.
that's all I really got. I mean, Battleship is fun. Battleship is a fun time. And when you win, I feel like there's that also sense of satisfaction, not necessarily because you're smarter than your friend, but because you got luckier or you knew them a little bit better, you kind of knew their strategy, and like that's fun. It's being able to it's fun to be able to just
Emma.
look at them in the eyes and go, or like have to hear them say, "You sunk my battleship." Like that's
Okay,
just
okay.
it's-
Let me
All
give
right.
you a little bit. Hold on. Let me give
Okay.
them
Sorry,
a little bit of help here.
Why?
Just a little bit.
Okay,
Okay.
I need it,
Okay,
Zane.
because
That's okay.
if you want to talk about strategy and reading your friend, you can't argue that against chess. I need to know why Battleship is a better game than chess.
just because I don't like chess. I'm not good at
Okay,
chess.
well that's not gonna work for me.
Alrighty. Is Emma's minute
Allie-
over yet?
Allie, do you
My
have
minute's
anything?
over.
I have stuff to add.
Okay, let Allie add something.
I like-
Jacob, this is looking good for you. Just calm down.
Okay, admittedly, I will say that both games are pretty similar in that they're 2-player, you're sitting on opposite sides, yes. But I think, Jacob, I have the floor.
Not saying anything.
You're
He's
bouncing
making
both
a
legs.
very strange face, like he has to pee.
Jacob.
Okay.
Maybe I do
This
have
is
to
my
pee.
Jacob, I'm docking
time.
points. How the fuck? We gotta hear
Yeah.
Allie out. We gotta hear Allie out.
Thank you.
I'm hearing
Thank
her
you.
out. Hearing.
Thank you.
Currently hearing.
So I do feel with Battleship though, there's again an accessibility point. Like I feel like chess can look intimidating, but I feel like with Battleship it's exciting, the premise, and it's also I think it's intuitive. Like especially learning as you go, like where you're placing your ships, and also like kind of like sticking to a strategy, and if you're playing with a certain person, that strategy works, and if you're playing with a different person, which yes, chess can also have, but I think it's also exciting when it's ships. And yeah, the same thing, like it's also very exciting to be like, you sunk my battleship, and the little tiny pieces you put.
Yes.
Like, I think it's
the anticipation that builds when you
yes.
there's one piece left and you just don't know where it is.
Yes, and it's I really do believe like Battleship. I'm on this whole accessibility thing. I think it really is an exciting game. It's exciting when you're really little. It's exciting still this age. And I think if you were introduced to chess at a young age, if you had that in your family, that's awesome. I didn't have that.
I didn't have it.
I
And
would
you didn't have
just-
that either.
Also,
I loved having Battleship and being able to play that.
also, I would just like to add to that wonderful argument.
Thank you.
Anyone who called Allie pretentious, you're voting for chess.
Chess is pretty.
Don't look at
Chess-
me. I'm a swing vote.
Chess is pretty pretentious. Chess is pretty.
Okay. Well.
Fellas, is it pretentious to like a game?
Okay. Well, I don't.
Why'd you say fellas?
I think that's a little bit of a stereotype. I don't think everyone who likes chess is like, whatchamacallit.
I think
Maybe
chess
it's
has come
my
a long way.
experiences with chess,
But-
but like,
Yeah.
I can
Well, I mean, I
understand-
thought you could say something similar to Battleship. Like, let's say, like, I only
don't know.
ever met like people who don't want to challenge themselves play Battleship. And I could just say people who don't want to challenge themselves play Battleship. I don't see that as a good argument.
I'm just sitting here waiting
I
patiently
won't
for
lie.
my minute.
The only thing that got me there was accessibility. Jacob, there's not a lot to top there. I won't lie. None of these arguments were very strong for me, and I'm sorry.
Oh.
So-
no, there's
tried hard.
not.
So
I tried to help y'all.
do I
but there
talk?
wasn't-
Do I even talk?
You can talk.
Yeah, talk.
All right. I just want to go. I want to address one key thing that was said by them both. When they said, fellas, is there anything more? This is paraphrasing. When they said, fellas, is there anything more satisfying than saying you sunk my battleship? Yes, there is. Checkmate.
I also
Checkmate.
I addressed your point.
Come
Do you
on,
remember me?
checkmate.
No,
like,
did you remember? No, you remember me saying yes. Both games have a very satisfying ending
but
phrase.
in
I
my opinion,
suppose.
checkmate is stronger.
Yeah,
than
but what if you
but-
never
like-
get to say checkmate? Then is it really that fun?
Well, because you gotta give it like.
This is the one and only time I'll ever say this, but I think that's a skill issue.
No, I mean, but you sunk my battleship.
It's a little bit.
Also,
Battleship
has,
is not the better game, but I like it better because I suck at chess.
I respect your
well,
honesty.
Yeah, I mean,
That's valid.
but also like I will say I do believe like if this is a board games episode, we got a lot of these games here that you play with friends. You play, they're fun games. I don't think I turn to chess to have a fun time.
Do you know how to play chess?
I do. I haven't played in quite a bit, and I'm also not the greatest chess player, I could admit. I think it's fun. I think anything that involves me using my brain is fun.
I feel like chess is
But I just
always
I like Battleship.
All right. Well, then let me say my second point.
Okay, Jacob.
Battleship
Mm-hmm.
is a guessing game. Is it not?
It is.
It can be.
Battleship is a guessing game. Chess, the whole board is laid out. you see everything, and that involves another immense level of calculation, which actually isn't that big of a barrier to entry as long as you're playing with someone who is equally experienced.
Chess.
Which I would make the argument that any game is not as fun if you're playing against someone who is way more experienced than you. You play against someone who is of your skill level. Chess, I would also argue that chess is, I will admit that the barrier of entry to chess is higher than these other games. But it is not so high to the point where I mean, chess is such an easy game to learn as long as you're just willing to sit down and learn it.
Absolutely. I
Jacob,
totally agree.
Counterpoint. Chess is a guessing game when I'm playing it.
Okay. So do we need a tiebreaker?
Yeah.
Is that-
Wait.
I'm gonna
What
go
is
chess
Zane?
here.
How far are you leaning with chess? Like, is there any wiggle room to convince you?
I mean, he makes a lot, like everything y'all said about like it being satisfying, sinking ships, whatnot. Checkmate.
No,
way
why?
more
That's not
satisfying.
our only argument.
No, I'm just saying. I'm going. I'm
I
listening.
gave you
I'm going
Allie,
down
a bunch.
Allie,
You
chess
said-
is the better game. I'm just not going to vote
She's
for
admitting
it.
it, and y'all. Emma's main point was that
Talking to the mic,
she
Zane.
just doesn't like the game
I don't
because she's
like
not
it.
good at it.
I really do not like
You're
chess.
leaving me.
It's
Talking
kind
to
of
the
hard
mic,
to
Allie.
be bad at Battleship because you're
Okay.
just guessing.
I just don't want chess to win because I can't. Like when I think of a board game, I don't think of chess.
Yeah, chess is on a different level.
It is on a different level.
I can. Yes, I said that. Thank you. Yeah, chess is on a different
Careful,
level.
Jacob.
Thank you. Chess is on a different level.
Yes,
It is, but like not in a good way.
But also board games, like I think, like,
I don't know.
can you imagine if this moves on? Like,
I
then
can
you're just
see what
gonna
y'all-
say, then you're gonna just, it's automatic. It's just gonna keep being
Okay,
automatic.
okay. Live in the present, because
I can see what y'all are saying.
when you
could be
think
a
of board
doozy.
games that you play with your family, like
Yeah.
family game night, it's not chess.
No,
it will
I can
never
see what,
be chess.
I can see what y'all are
Yeah.
saying. Like in terms of family board game, like a game that I'd play with like my sister or like on a rainy day, it's Battleship all the way.
Yes,
But, like,
that's when you're playing
it's just
board
'cause, like,
games.
if chess.com wasn't a thing, like I would not be
You're
voting chess
basing
right
it
now.
off of
Zane.
an online version. You're not sitting
Okay,
there
all right,
whipping.
fellas.
I
Don't
mean,
base
wait.
a clue
We
off
said we
of a
weren't going to
movie.
talk. We said we weren't
You're
going to
right.
talk about the online
No.
versions.
And also,
I agree.
And also,
Okay, if we're
Zane,
not talking
I-
about the online versions, then Jacob, Battleship has just
yeah,
I've just gone Battleship because all my basis of like knowledge from chess comes from chess.com. Without chess.com, I would never play chess.
Perfect, 100%. So does Battleship move on?
yeah.
It looks like it. I mean, unless you're gonna.
Fellas,
I'm sorry.
families at
I'm
home.
sorry.
Families at home, I would like to
No, Will's
offer...
actually gonna kill me. I'm actually dead after this podcast, guys. This might be the last time you hear me.
Thank you so much for joining me and Emma.
I would like to offer my condolences to the families
Oh,
at
me
home.
too. Me too. I love chess,
Allie.
but it's just like I can't include chess.com.
Fellas.
If they're not gonna let me do
Yeah.
that, then I can't. I know, but they're not.
No, but we're talking about board games, boards. We literally said a interface.
Fellas, at home.
Okay.
Ladies and
What do I
gentlemen.
do? Because like.
No, we
You already
agreed
said
on
your
that.
piece,
so
Zane.
Zane is
Stop,
conceding.
Zane,
What-
no.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
It sounds like it's time for a tiebreaker.
No, because we know how this is going to go. We know how this is going to go.
What just happened? I had my eyes closed. What just happened? What happened?
Zane,
What?
I am just
Jacob
asking
just
you
fucked-
Are you just
to
gonna act
make...
like that didn't happen? What happened?
I'm just
guys
going to
are
ask you to
crazy.
make a decision.
Wait,
That's all I need you to do, buddy.
No.
Zane.
What do you mean no?
Zane.
Because-
Zane.
He needs to make a decision.
have-
Are you
Zane,
saying
look at
he
me.
doesn't?
I'm
No,
conflicted.
we are way
I'm
behind time.
conflicted. We might have to flip a coin.
We're not flipping a
No!
coin.
Wait.
Call back.
I have a
conflicted.
coin.
Wait,
There
right
is
here.
no way we're bringing
Okay,
it down to a
okay,
coin
okay,
flip.
okay,
If
okay.
you don't know, then we're bringing
Wait,
a
let's
Because
tiebreaker.
bring
we
it in.
didn't include games earlier, like because of their online interface. Like I
Exactly.
can't switch up now.
Yeah, that's actually
we
true.
can't.
My whole basis of liking chess is because of chess.com.
And also-
playing on
It's the same game.
Playing on an actual board is way different than playing chess.com.
Yes.
Let's be real.
Yes,
Zane.
it is.
No, it totally is.
It is, because you need to make your own decisions.
There's puzzles. There's multiple game modes. There's like.
But we're not
you can play
talking
online
about the
with your
multiple
friends.
games.
Also, there's
So-
no like safety mode in a board game version of chess.
Yeah.
Chess.com,
Yes,
it'll
you're
tell you
saying-
if you're doing something wrong if
Yeah.
you're not
Yes.
playing
And
right.
like, I can actually learn how to play because it'll tell me my mistakes. Like,
Exactly.
if I played on an actual board, and if we're just counting like just like the physical board game, chess would not be nearly as fun because chess.com explains it to you.
Right, and also, Jacob, you literally said
But I do
we're
agree, chess
setting
is
rules.
a better game than Battleship.
I think it's Battleship.
I agree. We are
though.
setting rules.
So
Zane,
this is us.
I think it's Battleship, right?
Just
Yeah.
be
Jacob, you got one final piece to bring me back on board. but I'm gonna have to go Battleship. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm dragging this out, but like I'm really conflicted.
Ladies and
Will's
gentlemen.
gonna kill me after the podcast. if I
Ladies and
answer wrong.
gentlemen.
Kenneth, go
ladies
write
and
it on the
gentlemen
board.
at home.
Or Chris.
I would thank you, Chris.
Are you giving up? Okay, it's Battleship then.
You already said you were going Battleship.
I said you had one more argument, but it doesn't seem like you
You
want to
said
take
you
it.
have
You're
one more
already-
argument, but I'm going Battleship. I'm sorry, Jacob.
I did not say that. I said
I think
right
we
as
should
of
Can we
now.
get a
keep it.
rewind?
I
It's
said
already
as
written
of
on the-
now I'm going Battleship.
Can we get a rewind, ladies and gentlemen?
It's already written on the board.
Okay,
I
well,
think it's already written on the board.
We gotta go.
that,
I think we
that
can't.
was like ripping off a Band-Aid. That was tough.
I'm sorry.
Ladies
That
and
hurt.
gentlemen,
I'm
ladies and
sorry.
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen,
Guys,
listeners at home, if you or a loved one are going
I'm so sorry.
through the grieving process due to Chess's third round exit and lost to Battleship,
it was gonna lose to Clue. Let's be real.
Yeah, it is gonna lose to Clue.
Everything is
It was
gonna
gonna
lose to
lose.
Clue. Clue.
ladies and gentlemen, if you were reeling from the loss of Chess to
I'm switching up. I'm switching up. Chess.
can't do that.
Final answer. Final answer.
Final answer. It's time to bring in a tiebreaker.
I have to.
You can
I
do
have
that.
to. I
It's
have to.
No! Why would you do
I
that?
can't.
Zane!
I can't.
Ladies
do
and
that.
gentlemen.
I'm sorry.
Hold up, ladies and gentlemen, if you now have trust issues like I do, call our hotline. 1-800
sorry.
trust issues.
1-800
Why
trust
would you do
issues.
that? I thought you were our friend.
I am your friend.
No, you're not one of. No,
Because I
you're
like
not one of the
chess.
gals. Yeah.
Because you broke your promise.
You broke your
You broke
promise.
an
I never
oath.
promised anything.
Zane.
You literally committed to Battleship just there.
Committed.
Hey, if we're going with the whole ethos argument, or no, pathos, I guess it would be. If we're going with the whole pathos argument, thank you, Chris. If we're going with the whole pathos argument, I would just like to point out, Zane, we were totally beefing today. We totally made up. You and I are at the peak of our friendship right now.
Don't
Zane.
listen to him. Jacob's just trying.
Zane, wake up! There is fear all around us.
No.
Zane, wake up! Open your eyes, Zane. Open your eyes. There's manipulation all around
No,
us.
there is not. There,
You gotta
Zane.
explain that joke, Jake.
Zane.
I'm not explaining the joke.
I had a nightmare, and I asked Allie because we were having a sleepover. Not just
No,
me and her;
you-
everyone was
okay.
there, and I was just like,
Zane.
"Allie, I had a nightmare." And then Allie wakes up, and it was just like, "Wake up, Zane, or open your eyes, Zane. There's fear all around you." It was the scariest thing ever. I've never heard like such like a happy person
Oh,
say anything that
I didn't-
dark in
I
my
was-
life, and
I
that's
was
why
half-
it hit so hard.
oh, I'm
Okay, wait,
sorry.
Zane. So
Sorry,
So
derailed us.
wait, did you change your answer?
Yeah, I'm chess.
Oh man.
Okay,
guys,
ladies and gentlemen,
wait.
let's get this
Wait,
moving.
guys,
Let's get this
wait,
moving.
Guys, it's not a real board game, guys. Kenneth, you believe me?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this moving.
Chris.
Let's get our tiebreaker on.
They're gonna vote for chess.
Oh my
our
God, that's
voting,
how tiebreakers work.
But our voting thing.
But
they're not.
They're always gonna vote for
impartial.
chess. They're not impartial.
They're always gonna vote for chess.
Can you let the tiebreaker do its thing?
There it
Because
is.
this is kind of what a tiebreaker is for.
I'm sorry. You're right. I just.
Y'all are disrupting the very nature of tiebreaker because you know that the tiebreaker is going to pick the other person
No,
that is
and
not
it's
making your argument look very strong.
I'm so
fellas.
sorry, guys.
It's not that.
Zane,
Zane.
do it. Join the chess
Dude,
side.
this
I know,
hurt.
but I
Because
don't-
I am basing
You sound
this
like
off-
Scrooge.
You're basing it off of chess.com.
Okay, no, but chess.com isn't not chess. Like
But
it
it
helps
is.
you.
It's not
The
chess.
board game doesn't tell
But,
you
like,
what's right and
No,
wrong.
you will have a dad
if
or
y'all
a
had- if
friend
y'all
to
had,
tell you
like,
how to play
any more
chess.
stronger
Just because chess
arguments-
doesn't
But
have.
what if you're playing
like-
chess with someone who's on an equal level of skill and you
Well,
both
then you're
are,
not playing chess. You're making up your own goddamn rules.
You have to look it up online.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Allie, I
What?
think we need to make our own rules to chess, and I think we need to play it with Jacob and Zane, and I think they need to lose because they don't understand the rules, and then they'll understand.
Why is this tiebreaker taking so long?
I
They're just as
understand
confused
about
as
them
we are.
taking so
This is
long.
nerve-wracking.
They heard our arguments
All
about
right.
Let's hear it.
Battleship.
Chris?
Oh, Will's
Chess
happy.
fanatics.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
It's gonna be chess.
Kenneth.
Battleship.
Will? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah,
Wait,
Team
wait.
Battleship.
What were your
Oh,
reasons?
fuck off.
Kenneth, what were your reasons?
Yeah, what happened?
All right, you know what?
He won't
No,
tell.
I'm not even.
Oh my
even.
gosh,
Wait,
this
that's
is so
insane.
exciting.
Oh wow, you guys are having a
Okay.
heyday right now. Ladies and gentlemen at home, if you are currently in tears, crying, screaming, throwing up, call the hotline. 1-800 crying, screaming, throwing up.
Jacob, we
Next
had a
up, we are
victory.
down. Good job, fellas. We are down to our last two, which means it is time for
Final round.
it's the final round.
I don't like your
Jacob.
tone
I
when
don't
you say
like your-
fellas.
I don't like how you addressed me there, Jacob.
All right, I won't call y'all fellas anymore. Good job, guys.
Y'all. You
I don't
going
like
over
that
to-
tone.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
What
Clue.
don't you like?
I've
Zane?
just received word.
Oh my God! Wait, Clue versus okay.
I've
Clue.
received word of
What?
why Battleship has moved on.
Why did
Okay.
Battleship move on?
Because they said it would make for a better final round.
How is this making for a
Yeah,
battle final
because-
round? It's Clue
I
all
don't
the
think-
way.
It's Clue.
Really?
Yeah.
Clue was
Yes.
gonna win
Yeah.
either
It would
way.
have been so much of an more interesting argument if it was chess versus
That's what
Clue.
I'm saying.
Now
That's what
it's
I thought.
Battleship versus
Because
Clue.
I'll be honest, that's why I flipped up at the end, because I thought chess and Clue, there would be an argument there.
So
I-
everyone
no, I-
here is
'cause
just
when-
guilty
well, when y'all-
of forcing a bracket.
That's voter fraud, dude.
Allie,
Yeah.
I think we're the only two honest people left.
No,
I
but like,
agree.
I
agree.
was team chess. I don't
'Cause
know.
you like
I don't
chess.
know anymore. I don't know.
Zane.
I don't know who I am anymore. I don't.
Allie, we broke Zane.
I'm sorry, Zane.
Clue versus Battleship. Is this a conversation?
It's Clue.
I want it to
It's
be.
Clue.
It's Clue.
Can we make this a
But it's a
conversation?
okay, no,
honestly-
we're at time right now, and honestly, I'm like fine with Clue just winning this because like
Why?
there's
Okay,
no way
okay,
Battleship is gonna win the
Okay.
best board game.
Okay.
Battleship.
No,
I am
it's
going
Clue.
to attempt to clutch this
All right, let's hear it.
Okay.
for Battleship.
Let's hear
Okay.
it. Let's hear it.
Okay.
Are you just doing devil's advocate?
Yeah.
That's not the
No,
point.
no,
Okay.
Zane, you made
Zane,
me and
let's
Emma
hear-
ruthlessly
let's hear the
debate
devil's-
Battleship. You've already heard it.
Zane, speak your piece, but
Okay.
be careful. You may make enemies.
Let me tell you a story.
Okay.
Oh
Let me
God!
tell you a story.
All right,
Let's
we're
hear
gonna
it.
be like 10 minutes overtime, fella.
When I was a wee lad,
Okay.
I was playing Clue with my mother, my cousin, my aunt, and my nana and papa. It was teams of two, and I was with my mother. And we were Professor Plum, because Professor Plum was always my favorite, right? And me and my mom were investigating. We were actually ahead of the game. We had all the clues. We were ready to solve it.
Really?
We go to guess. We go to look at the envelope. We guess, what's the yellow guy's name?
Mustard.
Mustard.
Colonel Mustard.
Colonel Mustard. We guess Colonel Mustard with the kitchen knife in the pool room. We got the murder weapon wrong. And you know what happened?
You
what
lost.
happened?
I threw a tantrum.
Just say you threw
And
up.
How old were you?
This was last week. I was like, I don't know, like probably like 6. I
You
don't know.
remember the murder weapon in the room and the
I might
you
be
remember
make-
all those
I might be saying that for the story's effect. It doesn't really make a difference, does it?
Just
you
go.
can't trust him.
Please just
Trust
go.
issues.
Anyways, it was like the kind of tantrum where like you're crying, like
Screaming and
snot,
throwing up?
tears, screaming, throwing up,
Crying, screaming, throwing up.
everything.
Call the hotline.
And
Crying,
I
screaming,
was
throwing
just
up.
like a total freaking brat. And ever since that day, I've ruled the way I behaved playing Clue. I haven't played Clue since.
Ruled or rude?
Wow.
Rude.
Okay.
Rude.
I just had
Rude?
to.
Is it rude?
It's rude.
I
It's
always said
rude.
ruled.
No, like
Rude.
RUED.
Like the kangaroo
Like rude.
in
No, that's ROO.
But you still
We're
say
getting
it the
off
same
topic.
way.
We're getting off
Rude.
topic.
Oh.
It's rock, paper, scissors, choose. Anyways. Like,
Zane.
I don't like the way
Zane.
Clue
So it's
makes me
Clue.
into a
But
different man
Zane,
when
you're
I play the
better.
game.
Great.
Zane,
It's
But
a
it
man-
doesn't
it's a-
change the
it's a
vote.
man I
It's
don't wanna
3-1. So Clue goes up there,
Yeah, Clue wins.
please.
It was a nice
Thank
story,
you for
Zane.
sharing the story.
Chris, put that shit up there. Y'all heard it here.
Chess should have gone up.
folks.
If y'all want an interesting final round, chess should have been there.
Y'all heard it here
Y'all
first,
threw.
folks. Clue has come out on top as the best board game. Thank you, folks. And if you would like to stick around for more chaos,
don't know how I
please
feel.
subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/outontop.
He's broken.
Is he
to
crying?
listen to our conversation, our show after the show, After Hours, where we stay on the mic after the show has ended and we continue
There's
the
a lot
chaos.
to talk about on this one.
So, for those who aren't on our Patreon, patreon.com/outontop, I guess it is time. We will see y'all next week.
Good night.
Right?
Yeah.
We're all good?
I hope you had
Yeah.
fun.
I'm sorry, everyone who I let down.
Clue!
Bye,
Goodbye.
guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Sorry.